Hello everyone and welcome back to City Skylines 2 with me, Matt, and we are back on the map of Tesserino. That is right. This is a wonderful island map that we've been working on, kind of doing the money version now because my unlimited version kind of got corrupted and I can't open it. Anyways, before we dive into anything today, make sure you get that cup of water, sit back, relax, and of course, enjoy the episode. Now let's dive in. So for today, let's get out of this screen so we can look at some money stuff going on here. We have $731,000, but we're losing, well, now $333 an hour. Alrighty, anyways. Our demand is looking pretty decent. We have some office demand, we have some industrial demand, so on and so forth. So I think that is starting to look really good. And we're going to kind of tie into that. Obviously, we have some housing demand to really help things out as well. And so what I'm thinking here, whoop, little auto save already. Hot dang, we're looking great. What I'm thinking here is we need to go into our money. We need to go to our production. And we need to see, is there anything that we need that we have a little deficit on? First and foremost, okay, looks like a little bit of cotton, 0.4 tons per month we aren't getting, as well as some grain at 1.3 tons a month that we are not getting. So that's what I'm thinking today, is really starting to look at this area to start kind of building things up, if you will, and hopefully getting our jobs of industrial and our office demand kind of, well, not kind of, I have no idea, but trying to see what we can do with that situation. And to start off with that situation, I think we're going to need to update some roads here. I think that'll be just fine. There we go. That is going to be wonderful there to help things out. One thing I forgot to do of like, oh yeah, update it, is let's bring this down as well. Just a straight into there. And I do like our wonderful dirt road, so we're going to bring that as 80/80 as possible. Perfect. Because what we're going to do over here is, we'll go back and double check. Okay, so we need a little bit of cotton. Okay, let's go ahead and see if we can't get some textile farming in here. Bada boom, bada bing. That's going to look great. Because one thing I do want to do is I do want to go back and do landscaping. However, that does take money, and that's going to take a decent amount of money. But I think it's going to look really, really good in the end, to be perfectly honest. Because again, if we look at what we got going on, of like we have a lot of room there to kind of create like a wind break and even a visual break, especially along our main road right here and here. So I think that's going to be quite nice, if I do say so myself. So we got that going on. Obviously, that's going to take some time to initialize. And yeah, that's just going to take some time to initialize, and that's okay. Our next thing we're going to need to do is we are going to need to do some industrial demand. Let's see what our demand is. Taxes. Really, is my taxes really that high? What are my taxes for this? 12%? All right, whatever. We'll drop you down. We'll make you happier. Part of me thinks I want to redo this area, especially like moving our police station and our parish church. Because what I'm thinking here is getting this maybe more centralized and down. Maybe. Yeah, I think what I'm going to do, I can't move that because that's my power. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of redo this area a little bit. I don't want to touch here because this could be a great place for a train station for either cargo or something else. So that could be really nice right there. But over here, so maybe cut it off right there. Yeah, so let me play around with this a little bit to see what we got going on. And then once I'm done, of course, I'll bring you guys back in. Alrighty, so after a little bit of work, we got something that's starting to look like this. That is right. I think this is going to be a a decent little layout for things to come. And as you can see, I moved a little bit of our police department, our cemetery, so on and so forth, to this area, because to be honest, it kind of fit in nice and perfectly, which is kind of nice, not gonna lie. So that's going to be good. It gives us plenty of room to add in things that we want to add in. Down here, we did the same thing. It's going to give us plenty of room to do things. And you'd be maybe asking, Matt, what is up with these alleyways? Well, if you come out of this screen and we take a look at our zoning, when you do kind of a zone like this, there's always this little part over on like the left, or like actually without this alleyway, which we demonstrate. Well, let's get out of that one. And we get back into here. There's always this corner that there's no actual zoning. And so you have to go, okay, what the heck am I going to put in there? Which is a reasonable thought of like, what the heck do you put in there? And so what I've been doing is I've been putting in little alleyways into there to kind of help things out. In the sense of we can put a little parking in there, we can put a little shop back there. Heck, we can put a little park back there as well. And while I'm sitting here, there's one thing I am going to do right here is kind of just get this up to 180. Perfect. And we're going to drag this bad boy all the way across to so perfect. 90, 90, 180. Perfect. I'll have to redo our zoning here in a second, but it gives us this ability to kind of maximize what we got going on. And so as a reminder, I've been trying to do this throughout all of my builds, is trying not to get lines immediately after a stoplight into something. That is kind of what I try to do, because it kind of helps reduce traffic a little bit, kind of get people up and moving throughout in or wherever they're going. So I think that is going to help. This one is going to be a little bit more interesting to say the least, but you know, we'll play it by ear for sure. But that is at least what I try to do, is not have things connect so crazily. But again, we'll see what we can do here. If we come over here, let's look at our air pollution. All right, which means we are going to put our most deadly of things, i.e. our just our industrial manufacturing, not our ones that, not our clean industry ones. And I was thinking of just, you know, plopping this down and seeing it where, you know, see where it gets us. But I'm actually going to be a little bit more strategic with this, of actually just kind of leaving a little bit of lines between some of these, you know? All right, so with the demand that we currently have, that's kind of as much as we can build currently. But I think that is going to look quite nice, if I do say so myself. I think that is going to look really good as it slowly comes in and we get start to get some of our money back. But we do need some businesses. And you know what's a good place for some businesses? Right over here. So what we're going to do is we are going to come on over here. We can do the USA Southwest low density offices. And to be honest, I don't think I've ever used them before. And so that's what we're going to do. Let's go ahead and click on those. We got 2x2s, 3x2s, 3x3s, 4x3s, 5x4s, 6x4s, and a 6x6. Well, after a lot of exhausting work, so exhausting, we have 5 buildings, office buildings. That is right. 5 office buildings. And you know what? That's just fine, because again, when we get out of here, our demand isn't quite high yet, because we only have 1,200 people. We only have 1,200 people. So that means we don't need a lot of businesses just yet for this. But I think this is going to be a great start and a great layout for these things to kind of help out the situation. And if we look down at the bottom, we actually have $310 $73 per hour coming in, and boy oh boy, we have no demand for our commercial, industrial, or office whatsoever, which kind of can be a good thing or a bad thing, to be perfectly frank. But I think we have a good layout coming in, and really layout is, I would say, I would argue, is maybe 50% of what you have going on, because that is pretty crucial. Of how does everything flow, how is everything next to each other, so on and so forth. So I would say layout is pretty big. Are we making sure that our polluting things aren't near housing? Do we have actually some industrial or commercial or something like that near areas of people? You know, so I think we're getting there. Demand. All right, so after a little bit of a redo, we got something that looks a little bit, in my mind, a little bit better. Oop, little autosave right there. And so I was thinking, I was trying to do the curvature of the beach and so on and so forth and all that. And then I went, you know what? What the heck? Not really. Pretty much. Again, what I noticed down there in the good old San Diego was literally they just tried to do as many straight lines as possible. And then just wherever the beach was, you know, so yeah. So we got some rows going on down here, and the game is paused currently. So let me go ahead and get out of here. Let me go back to my single family homes. Literally, I think we're going to do that and that, and then a lot of that and that and that and that. We're going to do a lot of single family homes. Okay, so that's looking good. That's looking good. And of course, was the thing I forgot to do. I forgot to put in walkways in between everything, unfortunately. But anyways, but also what we got down here was we got some parks. Let's get out of here so we don't see the highlights. Our first park over here, we got our parking lot, got some palm trees, got some outhouses, but were changed into kind of like changing rooms. At least I like to think they're changing rooms, because our green outhouses are back here. Got a little play structure right there, a little gazebo, if you will, and things like that. Some shades, a little bit of parking as we come down here. This is just a little walkway. Again, I believe more changing rooms. I'm going to say changing rooms because we got some porta potties back there doing their thing. And as we come on down here, this one is just a simple, just a little parking area just to get in here and there. So nothing too crazy. Again, if you were here, you know, sitting down here, ooh, we got some park info. Oh, for some reason I don't have first person view on. You would get this view right here, which, my gosh, that is one heck of a view if I do say so myself. So I think that would be looking quite fantastic. Across our alleyway, we are going to have to put in some commercial, if you will, because again, we do need to feed these people over here. And this is where I'm thinking we just kind of get alleyways off of here, just as straight up as can be. And the one thing I don't want to do is connect it to there, but I want to get them potentially off of this road, at least a little bit. And you can see our cars starting to come in to get down to their houses. I think it's going to be great. While that is happening, we do need some wonderful plants here. A little bit more. Perfect. That looks fantastic right there. And then there's a palm bush. And I think what I'm going to do here, I'm going to do one there, and one there. I think that is going to look fantastic. A little bit is going over, which is great. Yeah, I think that's going to look good. We're green in the money currently. We're green on the population growth currently. So yeah, so we're looking pretty dang decent, if I do say so myself. Down here, our beach property Our beach properties are looking good as well. Alrighty, to kind of go over a few things of what we did today, because, you know, it's not a bad thing to do so. Up top, we actually kind of redid this area a little bit, making it a little bit more conducive for maybe some manufacturing going on up there. Right below that, we redid this area to create this little potentially abomination. I don't know. Dealer's choice on your opinion on that one. But this is more for kind of our workplace-esque area, if you will. We already got a little bit of workplace or offices down below there. We also just added literally just one farm right there, kind of squared things off. I think it looks kind of nice over here. At least it's looking nice over here. And we did a little bit of work over here, added in some more medium density housing down here. Nothing too crazy, at least I don't think anything too crazy. But again, we're kind of dealing with our line of do not pass, which kind of goes right through here. And down here is kind of what we did and kind of spent a little bit of time on of building, of getting our beach houses in there, which I find it kind of funny now that I'm looking at this, is if our beach houses literally have grass in their backyards, and they probably wouldn't because, well, you know, beach, sand. Anyways, so we did a little bit of that. We added in a little bit of condos, apartments, I forgot what they were. Kind of some Mediterranean things to kind of help things out just a little bit here, which could lead to some very interesting things. And up front, we did put in some parks down here. I thought I saw someone walking down there. Oh, there's one person walking out. But we did get some parks down here, and it's looking quite nice. So if you were to come down and do your beach thing, well, guess what? You'd be able to walk on the beach and get this wonderful view right here. Man, that's a wonderful view. Just reminds me a little bit of San Diego. And so that's kind of what we got going on in this episode. Alrighty, everyone, that's going to be it for me for today. I hope you enjoyed the episode as we started kind of our beach area. And if you did, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button, as it greatly helps me out. Of course, don't forget to leave a comment just saying, hey, Matt, either a hey, Matt, don't forget about this, or a hey, Matt, we should name this that, or I don't know, something else, maybe even emoji. I don't know. You guys can be creative. But until next time, I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, a wonderful rest of your week. I hope you stay hydrated, and I will see you in the next episode. Bye now.